So my presentation is on history and film. So my topic was I was looking to find how the film industry has affected history and vice versa. And this picture that I have is from a movie in like the 1940s, I think, called The Best Days of Our Lives. And it was about soldiers coming back home after a war. And it was tackling a lot of issues that we still have today, like PTSD and losing limbs, which you can see these like apparatuses that this guy has here. What drew me to this topic, personal interest, I just like movies. We watched Amistad in class, and that kind of got me thinking, how has history impacted movies like Amistad, which is based on a true story, slavery, the slave trade, some recent successes. This movie, Spotlight, recently won a lot of awards. It was about the priest molestation scandal in the Catholic Church. And the Catholic Church, it was like a huge thing because the Catholic Church and the Vatican had to address it. They hadn't really directly talked about it before, but this kind of made them take another look at the clergy and realize that they have to like monitor everyone and make sure that they're not doing anything that's as awful as like what we're talking about here. Another one is a short movie that called A Girl in the River from Pakistan, and I saw recently that the director said that the president of Pakistan saw her like short documentary. It was about a girl that escaped an honor killing in Pakistan, and the president saw the documentary, and now he's going to think about changing the law about honor killings because it showed like the girl and like the pain and violence that she had to suffer through, and now he's like, wow, I wasn't aware of this. To the extent that it's happening now, so we have to rethink this. What do I hope to find out? Parallels between the movie industry and history. An example would be a genre becomes popular when a historical event happens. This picture I have is of a screenwriter named Dalton Trumbo. He was put on they called it the Hollywood 10 or the Hollywood Blacklist for being a known communist around the time period of the Cold War. So no one wanted to give him work anymore, but he just kept working under a pseudonym. So that was a parallel between that time period with all the hate towards communism and him losing work in Hollywood. An example of a genre becoming popular when a historical event happens. Also at the Cold War, thrillers started becoming more popular as people kind of became nervous and wanted to see that reflected in their movie theaters. What have I found so far? I have this source, filmsite.org, written by Tim Dirks, Film History by Decade. It's not really like an article or anything, but it's kind of just a database on movies decade by decade, and that's how I've done a lot of my research. Just kind of going through, and I pick and choose the ones that have the most impact or are the most important. I've also seen as like the American culture gets more and more relaxed, the restrictions on movies get more and more relaxed. This picture I have is one of the first movie theaters called at Nickelodeon at the time because it costed just a nickel then. So my thesis, film has been a powerful vehicle for change since its inception in the early 1900s, and many movies have reflected real-world issues and situations. Recently, it hasn't had as much an effect on current issues as it used to, but movies like A Girl in the River and Spotlight continue to prove that one movie can make history and change lives for the better. We're excited.
That was beautiful.